Hi again then guys, and welcome to another Forza Motorsport 7 top-end speed build, and this time we're moving out of the Formula category with the Renault RS17 and into something considerably quicker, although still a race car, a Group C machine, one of my personal favourite race cars in the game, the Porsche 962. And those of you who recognise the paint scheme, congrats, you've got the reference. Now, as far as the tuning side of things go, for the upgrades, you pretty much know the deal. De-restrict the engine, fit wider tyres, that kind of stuff. I would not recommend having drag tyres. If you only plan to use it for straight line performance, then of course you could do that, but that's not the purpose of this tune. This has at least some semblance of handling and circuit ability as well, for those who do want that. Now, this tune is on my storefront, so you can use the keywords down in the description to find that, but as you can see from the benchmark, it's pretty quick, to say the least. 267.5 miles per hour means it's not really going to worry about any other race car in the game in a straight line. There's very little which can keep up with this, even if you start factoring in supercars. Now, as far as the gearbox, you've only got 5 gears to work with, but that's pretty much all you need. I'd recommend a final drive of 4.05, then individual gears of 2, 1.3, 1, 0.8 and 0.6, so pretty simple ratios. For alignment, this will vary, of course, depending on the person. It's not a particularly beginner-friendly car, so you will find it to be tail happy, especially out of slower corners. It likes to spin up its wheels due to the power and the torque. So if you want to give it a bit more camber, by all means go ahead. I've got neutral toe, as you can see. I can of course see it. We've got 7 degrees of caster. You could go lower if you want to. As far as anti-roll, we've got those on 17 and 12. Springs on basically stock. I don't remember adjusting those. Ride height, you've got the option of raising the front for a little bit extra speed, especially for straight line drag racing, but again, I wouldn't recommend that if you plan on taking it around any kind of corner. Dampers we've got on 7 and 5. Aero, of course, you want as low as possible, but at the same time, if you do want to use this on more technical circuits, which it can do, then of course raise that downforce. You'll lose a bit of top end speed, but it will still be very fast enough to outrun most of the other Le Mans cars in the game, most of the other prototypes in general, in fact. And as far as the diff, again, it's very much down to personal preference, but I've got 70% for acceleration bias, 20% for decel. So that's it for the tune. Now, of course, let's actually take it out on the Le Mans to see what it can do. Now, incidentally, if you do also want to use this tune on a homologated version of the Porsche 962, and that pretty much goes for any of my race car tunes, of course you will have less power to work with, potentially, but you can use the same essential tune concept and then just adjust a couple of things here and there as necessary, and you will still get not necessarily the same speed, of course, but more speed out of the car, even in homologated form. So whether you decide to use this full tune or a homologated version of it, I hope either way you have a lot of fun with it, and under the right circumstances, it's definitely a dominant vehicle. But that's overall for this particular tune. Of course, you can click through at the end of this video to see more tunes for Forza 7, but for now, that's it, and I'll see you guys next time. And as always, thanks for watching.